What day is it? Day, I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I'll put it in the thing down here. It's Thursday. Fairly sure it's Thursday anyway. And that back there, our mooring last night. Dogging spot. When we rocked up, there was 3 cars. When we rocked up, there was 1 car with a couple in it, and it's still quite early. And of course, yeah, a lot of doggers apparently like to be filmed. That's a part of the attraction. So they like dogging during the daylight, and the early evening's a good time for that, apparently. And some people will now question my encyclopedic knowledge about dogging. So for those of you who don't know, I've worked in the field of safer sex and safer drug use for coming up for about 40 years. So I do know a little bit about dogging. Not one of my particularly favourite pastimes, have to admit. However, so there was 1 car waiting for people to turn up. Then a couple of other girls rocked up. And that's something that people don't tend to generally like to recognise, but a lot of women are into dogging, watching, the observing part rather than the actual presentation, shall we say. And they rocked up, and there's a post box, and I had to go and post a couple of things. So I walked past the post box, and the woman in the car kind of looked really embarrassed and kind of like covered her face. And as I walked back, I just sort of like nodded and smiled at these 2 other women, and I think they were waiting to see whether we were going to be moored there all night or whether we was going to fuck off. When they realised we was moored there all night, the 2 other women who'd rocked up went for a walk, came back, and I think we probably scared them all off, which is a shame, because I would never want to really interfere with anybody else's fun and enjoyment. And the reality, whether you like dogging or not, reality in COVID times, it's actually probably quite safe, because you're viewing other people from a distance. So yes, so sorry anybody who generally uses that little spot. I'll post a link to it. No, I won't. So anybody who does use that, if they ever watch this video, I do apologise if we spoilt your fun last night. It was a lovely evening as well. You'd have had a great... Yes, anyway. So whatever it is, day 15, 19, day 35 of whenever it is. No, it's not. I can't remember what day it is. 14, 15, 14, 13, 12. Whatever day it is, you'll have seen anyway by now, so I don't know why I'm fucking around trying to work it out, because in post-production I shall add it below. We are headed now toward Thorn, and we'll be getting a few boat spare safety bits, including some weed hatch tape, because I think that the entire weed hatch in this boat, that's the thing that's under there. If I remember later, I'll do a video about what a weed hatch is for. You very rarely end up pulling weed out, although we did last year on the Shropshire Union Canal. Pulled a whole weed raft out through the weed hatch, or actually I say we pulled a whole weed raft out of the weed hatch. So hopefully we're going to have yet another wonderfully fine day with that thing up there, that bright ball of hot stuff. We've been exceptionally lucky. Not, as you can see, huge amount of wind today. Some of those windmills are very lazy. That one over there seems to be working all right, good for you, and that one, but otherwise they're all a bit lazy, so they're not really generating loads of renewable energy today. As Donald Trump would say, we're all going to get cancer now through passing these, but then the guy's a complete cunt anyway, so I don't understand why any Americans listen to your president. Fuck me, what a fucking shitstorm you got over there, and we're not far behind you with our cunt Johnson. Anyway, that's it. for the time being, the start of Thursday, and more to come later when we hit the beautiful little town stroke city of Doncaster. Seems like it's been quite a long day. I'm going to check whether any of these, that one or perhaps that one there. I don't think that one there. But I don't know if you remember, on the way out we encountered an illegal hirer who shut the gates on me just as I was entering Sprotborough Lock, and then was really gobby and mouthy and abusive. But they was on a boat called Mischief, so I think I'm going to check whether it's either of these and then report them. Right, well, this is our last big lock for the day, and it is a bloody big lock. This is a long sandal. After this, it's mooring up in Doncaster, and it does seem to have been a long day. I mean, we had a fairly late start, fair enough, but it's going to be 5 o'clock, maybe a little bit later, by the time we moor up in Doncaster. So I've earned that steak we're going to have tonight at Zamuto, a restaurant that the first time we tried it, we bumped into a mate who's vegetarian. So if a steakhouse can also cater for vegetarian, fuck it, it's good with me. Right, until probably now, Doncaster, I think this is about it. Give you a final look of just how big the locks are now on the South Yorkshire navigation. All of the locks now are that size, because there's an oil tanker comes up, goes into Rotherham, comes from Goole, goes into Rotherham, and so all these are big commercial locks now, right up until Rotherham Town Lock. But that is for tomorrow. I should imagine they have to plan this around the tanker coming up and down. So I'm not sure the tanker would get through that little hole they've left. Nice and peaceful evening. 10 to 5. I hope they bloody stop at 5, don't they? To live over there with that fucking noise going on. Right, Strawberry Island, nearly in Doncaster. Well, we're in Doncaster, and I have to admit, it's about as busy as I've ever seen it. We hadn't been here 2 minutes before someone got off this one here and had a go at Charlotte for it in his boat, which was probably a little bit rich considering he's moored on a water point anyway, both of them. And as far as I can see, been a bit hard pressed to hit his boat anyway. But that's what you get with these shinies. They take one look at a narrow boat and they think, or a higher boat, and they think, oh, it's a higher boat. Yeah. So hence stuck the little note in the window just to mark their card, because I wouldn't be adverse to having a little chat with him about it if he gets a little bit iffy. And you find that, you know, people with their shiny sort of broad beams and Dutch barges, it's all a little bit willy waving. Look at my willy. In fact, that's probably come off one of them cunts' boats anyway. Right, Doncaster. We're going for some snap. What? Don't you want to be a star?
Star of what?
I can make you a porn star. I could always post-edit this in post-production and add. Could be like... Huh?
Are you videoing?
Yeah.
Oh right, I thought you were filming. Taking a picture, sorry.
Like coming home.